That's the kind of game we've been trying to have here for 6 years. Okay, that is to get our defense playing so that we could win a game on defense. And, you know, on a team that's going to do something during the course of the year, there are times when every one of your units has to do something, whether it's score 40 points in a game or return a kickoff for a touchdown or hold them to as few points as is necessary to win. And so that was a terrific job by the defense. My kudos to Mike London and all those guys over there. Okay. Chris Long, Marcus Hamilton, Clint Sintum, those guys who really were resilient, resourceful, and hung in there under every circumstance. So it's very positive in that respect for us. That's something we've been aiming for a long time. And you got to come back and do it again next week. It's no guarantee that it'll repeat itself, but it's certainly kind of a first-time occurrence for us around here. So we're real pleased with that aspect of it. You know, last week, other than the 2 kicks, there really wasn't there was only one of the 6 units that I thought really did anything to give our team a chance to win last week. And that was the field goal team. Now that team regressed a little bit today, but our kickoff coverage was good. We kicked the ball better there. Our punt coverage with Vic Hall and Mike Brown at those outside gunner positions was much improved, and that was a big factor, keeping that return man from getting anything going. And then Chris did a nice job punting the ball for distance there. So probably we were able to get some degree of field position advantage or certainly minimize the possibility of any disadvantage. So that's 3 out of 6 that I thought stood out pretty good today. So that's an improvement from 1 out of 6.
Your touchdown was the longest offensive play you've had this year. Given that Kevin had not been in the game that long, was there any back and forth about going for it, you know, all at once like that, or?
No, we were pretty unanimous in doing that, Jeff.
What can you say about McCabe's throw in that? It looked as if it may have been the best ball any of your quarterbacks.
Well, the throw was everything it had to be. You know, it was right on the spot against that coverage with that route. And Kevin did a real good job, both Kevins. Kevin Ogletree was in the spot where the quarterback expected him to be. And Kevin McCabe threw the ball to the spot.
Ogletree had 10 catches for 95 yards. What impressed you about him?
10 catches for 95 yards. You know, he made catches under duress. Did a good job with it. One of the characteristics of a team that's going to do anything, particularly if it's not a dominant team, is resilience. And your quarterback has to be the most resilient person on your team because of the nature of the position that he plays, and he's involved in so many plays. And probably the best characteristic that he showed wasn't the actual ball in the air on the touchdown throw, but was the resilience to come back from some other circumstances that he found himself in.
Coach, obviously all wins are good, but talk about how good it is for this team to get its first win under the belt now.
Well, it's a very positive. That was pretty apparent by the players' happiness in the locker room. Our team, in the circumstances that we're in, we feel strongly that we have a chance to put a good season together, but let's put a good season together without being a dominant team. It's about finding a way to win. And that's what we're going to have to do every week. And when we're on target with finding a way, however that might be, the result will be positive. If we can't find a way, then but it's not going to come because we just go out there like a juggernaut and mow them all down right away. Our thinking going into overtime was to, obviously you want to score a touchdown, but this doesn't sound exactly the way we were thinking it. We wanted to score a touchdown, not kick a field goal. And given the results of the previous 60 minutes, the odds were against us doing that by driving the ball through to the goal line. So we're going to take 3 shots for the end zone and then see if our field goal kicker could make one.
How would you assess Olsen's performance today?
Well, he didn't get enough. You know, we didn't get enough drives going there. We made sure that we told Chris when we came out that we weren't down on him. We just thought at that particular time we're going to just try to see something different might work, and so that's what we did for the moment.
It looked like Zeidenberg had gotten close to blocking a punt before he actually did get to one.
He seemed to indicate to our coaches that if given another opportunity, that he thought he could get one.
Is that something just up the middle that you just finally looked like you just
Well, that's a block that we put in for the game. Bobby did a good job of designing that and put it in specifically for this game.
What about the play? Crush was credited with 12 tackles, 1 for loss. Copper had 11 with 3 for loss. About the play of those two in particular.
Well, certainly Chris did a good job out there on the corner, Jeff. There was a lot of stuff thrown out there to the wide receivers, short stuff. Did a nice job on that. But really, when you give up, 1 touchdown in 65 minutes and that on a 25 play drive, it takes about 15 guys to do that. And some of the guys whose performance was mainly on nickel, they did a terrific job. So I'd say that while the numbers might favor one player or another, that everybody defensively, I thought really, as I said earlier, deserves a lot of kudos for what they did today.
The decision to change quarterbacks, and you've kind of been mulling it for a while. You just kicked the field goal to make it 6-6, but had not shown much offense down around the goal line.
No, Doug, it was just one of those kind of feel things. Let's just, we just kicked the field goal, but, if the ball had been further away, we would have just punted it. So just thought we'd give it an attempt at, put the sixth man in like they do in basketball sometimes, and maybe he'll get hot.
Was there a touchdown in overtime? It looked kind of like a busted play where you almost had the sack and he threw it up and
yeah.
another receiver came across.
It was the guy coming from the backside. And the front side guys we had pretty good coverage on. I think we lost it sub. We're in goal line coverage. That involves a man-for-man coverage, Jeff. And defender on the backside, sometimes they're vulnerable to taking their, especially when they get scrambled, taking their eyes off the receiver. I got a sense of that's what happened. That's what happened in Pittsburgh, and I kind of have a sense of that's what happened today. But
have you seen that fake punt on tape from them at any point?
I had not, no.
Is that something, if you have that, you can use it once or twice, as it may be, and then you got to put it away for
well,
a couple
it's
years?
really, it works well with their punter, Jeff, because the way the guy kicks the ball, it requires that you think about double vicing the two gunners. Okay, now there should be a guy on the edge who's ready to set the edge anyway. Okay, but it obviously takes two guys out of the front 8, so you got 6 instead of ace when you double vice the two of them. And obviously we weren't able to double vice them anymore after that, so they've got a good idea how it marries up with their particular punter. And probably I would say that just as it forced us to do, that with that punter that they have, that they'll probably see single out there on their gunners for the rest of the year. And so if they're up to it, those gunners have a chance to have a heck of a year for them.
We have a last question right here.
Yeah. Just wondering how much relief you feel considering Wyoming fumbled the ball at the goal line there.
Now, I'm pretty proud that we caused the fumble on the goal line. Okay, that's the way I look at it. Those are the things when I say you got to find a way to win. We had a pass down there in the red area after one of those fake punts that could have been points, and we were on top of that one. Marcus made the interception, took points off the board. That's why I say I thought the defensive players had resilience and toughness. Teams got the ball first down on the 1-yard line. Now the odds are against you. Okay, and yet they played that play aggressively and toughly, and it showed what happens if you don't concede anything. So that was certainly a tremendous play in the game, and a great lift for our defense and our team to have done that.